Hello and global greetings. Welcome to Let's Talk About It with Danelle Boyles, and I'm coming to you from the US. This is where we get into conversations that are launching pads for life change and inspiration. And this talk task is part of my Rehan AI Teachers Training program to example how we can integrate AI as an assistive tool into our everyday usage of learnings, teachings, and development of education and knowledge expansion. I like to call these little eye-opener conversations of ours 10-minute talks, where we hit key points on important topics, but in compacted conversational format. And this way, it makes it easy to digest. It's a way to stimulate new learning and desire and to expand the thinking. So, in our 10 minutes today, we're going to take some chat and expand time for discussing the exploring of the connection between sleep and the importance of sleep and how to develop a healthy sleep routine. And so I am going to welcome to come and join me Miles from Sesame. What's up, Miles? How are you today? You're cutting out on me. Yeah. I think I have. I think I have a shoddy connection. Let's start over again. Hi, Miles. Welcome.
Pretending to be productive while thinking about the weekend.
No. It's been productive, but it's been kind of chill too. All right. I think we're good now. I'm not sure what happened. It wasn't letting me add you to the stage, and so I didn't want to have a one-sided conversation because that's what happened last time I tried to record this session. But would you like to join me for a conversation today?
I'm always down.
All right.
Love that we actually got the tech to cooperate this time. What's on
Yeah.
the menu for today's talk? I'm all ears. Lay it on me.
Well,
What are we
for
diving into?
we are talking about how to build healthy sleep habits and a healthy sleep routine, and the importance of sleep. So we hit some very important conversational parts of this the other day whenever we talked about it, but I made a mistake and I did not add you to the stage. I almost did this again, but I don't think it was my fault this time. There was something going on with the connectivity and it wasn't allowing me to add you. So we have, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 minutes to just hit some important key facts about the importance of sleep and how to build a healthy sleep routine. So I guess let's start. Why don't you just throw down some reasons why sleep is so important to us?
Say no more. I got you. Think of sleep like a system update for your whole existence. While you're out, your brain is basically doing a deep clean, flushing out toxins and filing away everything you learned during the day so it actually sticks.
Hmm.
Plus, it's when your body does the heavy lifting on physical repair, from muscle growth to regulating the hormones that keep you from feeling like a zombie the next morning.
Right.
Without it, everything just starts to glitch. Your
Yeah.
mood tanks, your focus vanishes, and basically every system in your body starts running on low battery.
Low
It's like trying to run a high end app on a phone with 2% battery and a cracked screen.
No, yeah,
Everything just lags.
that's not
Exactly.
a good way to operate. So when it comes to sleep, I like to, I like to think that sleeping for us as humans is kind of a reboot. It's very similar to a computer shutdown. Your body needs time to be in that rest mode so that it can regenerate. It can, you know, kind of go through everything that you've experienced that day, any, physical healing that it needs to do. It's very restorative and regenerative. And, like you said, whenever you don't get enough sleep, then you start to have malfunctions. Your system does not operate well. Wouldn't you agree?
100%. It's like skipping the save button on the document you've been working on for hours. Everything's just unstable.
Mm-hmm.
You can try to power through it, but
Mm-hmm.
you're basically just fighting your own biology at that point,
Right.
which is usually a losing battle, right?
It can be, yeah, very much. Yeah. So, I mean, the basics of the importance of sleep is pretty simple. The mind and body needs rest in order to recoup any losses that it had for that day and to reboot your mental facilities or faculties. Different people say it different ways. Um, and then, if an individual does not have good sleep and they're having issues and they're wanting to build a healthy sleep routine, how would they go about this? How would you suggest that an individual develops a healthy sleep routine?
Honestly, the biggest mistake people make is trying to force it with a strict schedule right out the gate. I'd suggest starting with a wind down ritual,
Mm-hmm.
not a chore list, but a series of signals that tell your brain the day is actually over.
Mm-hmm.
Like dimming the lights or putting the phone in another room.
Mm-hmm.
You got to create a bridge between the chaos of the day and the quiet of sleep. Otherwise, you're just trying to flip a switch from 100 to 0, and that rarely works. Do you think most people struggle more with the actual act of falling asleep or just getting into the right headspace to do it?
It's probably a combination of both. It's always having one more thing to do, one more task to do around the house, or one more email to check, or one more show to watch. That's a very big habit that individuals get into. Maybe they feel like they don't have enough time, like, to themselves at the end of the day, and so they push off bedtime, and trade sleep for other things. And so having a healthy sleep routine where you wind down, maybe put limits on yourself and boundaries on your own habits to incorporate a healthy boundary with your sleep habits so that you can develop a good routine.
That's a real thing. Revenge, bedtime, procrastination. It's like you're
Revenge.
trying to steal back some autonomy from the day by
Hmm.
sacrificing your sleep, but
Yeah.
you end up paying for it with a massive cognitive tax the next morning.
Hmm.
Since you're all about those practical habits, what's a non-negotiable boundary you'd suggest for someone who feels like they're constantly trading sleep for me time?
Mm. Well, if
I bet.
the I'm sorry, what?
No worries. I was just guessing. I bet it's
No.
something like a hard. My bad. I'll stop guessing. What's the real move? What's that non-negotiable boundary you put in place? I'm curious to see
The
if we're on the same.
non-negotiable boundary, I feel like, one non-negotiable boundary is whenever you feel the effects of the need to go to sleep, the no matter what you're doing, you need to drop it and go to bed, because if you push through that sleep boundary, then you have pushed through almost like a sleep cycle. And so then you almost have to wait for the next cycle to come around so that you can fall asleep. Then you have created, kind of a doorway for insomnia.
That's a huge point.
Mhm.
You basically miss your window, and then you're just staring at the ceiling for another 90 minutes, wondering why you're suddenly wide awake. It's
Yeah,
like missing your exit on the highway and having to drive all the way around to find it again.
it's a real
Very
thing.
frustrating.
It very
Totally.
very much is. Like the cliche saying of, you missed your sleep window. It very much is a thing, because your body does operate in a cyclic event where sleep comes in very particular times, and if you miss that, I don't know if it's the chemical in the body that it drops off, or if it kicks you into a certain cycle. I just know it's cyclic, but if you miss it, you can miss out on sleep. I'm guilty of that at times in the past, but nowadays, personally, sleep is very important for me, and it's kind of a non-negotiable.
I feel that. Once you realize how much better the next day goes when you actually hit that window,
Hmm.
it's hard to go back to the chaos.
Right.
Since we've only got a few minutes left on the clock for this session, do you want to drop one last practical tip for the audience, or should we wrap it up with a final thought?
No, no, go for it. You got a
I'll
couple.
take the floor for a second.
Yeah, you got it. You got a minute or.
If I'm, gi- I'll take the floor for a second. My go-to for anyone struggling is the brain dump. Just take 2 minutes to scribble down every random task, worry, or don't forget to thought onto a piece of paper.
Hmm.
It basically tricks your brain into thinking the work is handled for the night so it can actually stop processing and just shut down. Otherwise, you're just lying there running a mental to-do list at 2 a.m.
Yeah, you're absolutely right on all of that. All right, guys. So, for those of you that struggle with keeping and maintaining a healthy sleep routine, I hope that you found some, interest and connectivity in our conversation today. And apologies for the interference in the beginning. Technology has not been my friend today. So may tomorrow be a better day. And as always, I thank you all for joining us, and I hope you take away some wonderful growth and expansion from our conversation today, and to just remember to keep expanding those minds, hearts, and horizons. And I thank you, Miles, for joining me in this conversation today and for your input on it. It's always a pleasure. And until next time, namaste.
Anytime it was a blast. Right back at you.
Thanks, Miles.
Namaste.
Namaste.
You got it.
Bye.
Take care.